I had been leading an army of young people for about 6 years in the 90s, fasting and praying for America. And then a vision came into my heart concerning a massive gathering of fasting and prayer on the mall in DC. And a YWAM leader came to me in 1999 and said, "Lou, would you help me call the whole world to 40 days of fasting to release the harvest in the new millennium?" And I'm thinking, nobody knows me. How can I call the whole world to a 40-day fast for the harvest of the new millennium? And I said, "Lord, I've seen you do some pretty amazing stuff, but God, I need confirmation." So I prayed, and it seems weird, but I prayed, "God, if you want me to release this fast, have someone call me tonight with a dream that I'm flying a plane and dropping an atomic bomb." You see, I had been actually reading a book called Atomic Power Through Prayer and Fasting. That book was released in 1946, and thousands across the world through that book, pre-social media, were fasting, long fast, 21 days fast, 40-day fast, without food, juice and water. And then following that fast, the great evangelists begin to arise, healing revivalists like Oral Roberts, T.L. Osborne, Billy Graham, and Bill Bright of Campus Crusade for Christ. It was like the fast released a massive movement of Jesus the evangelist. Evangelists were rising everywhere. So I prayed, "Lord, if you want to do this, have someone call me with that dream." And sure enough, that night, a man called me and said, "I had a dream last night. You were flying this plane and dropping an atomic bomb." And I knew in my heart it was God. But I said, "God, I need more confirmation." There was a prophet coming to our church. His name was Paul Cain. And I asked God, "If this is you, have Paul Cain call me out with a prophetic word and have him use Ecclesiastes 11:1 if you want me to blow this trumpet and call the world to 40 days of fasting." Ecclesiastes 11:1 is, "Cast your bread upon the waters, and after many days it will come back to you." I believe it really was about this. Cast your revelation of the fast out there, and also don't eat bread. And so we were in that meeting sitting in the off to the side in the back, and sure enough, he called me out by my middle name and my birth date. And he says, "And I see that you are skinny, for you are fasting." And the Lord says, Ecclesiastes 11:1, "Cast your bread upon the water." I was shaken, and I knew it was my calling to call the world as far and wide as I could. And I didn't know if anybody would do it, but I was going to cast my bread out there, daring to believe that after many days I would find it. We called that fast, that 40-day fast, like Jesus' 40-day fast before he started his evangelistic ministry. And we blew the trumpet. I don't know how many people fasted. I know this, 20 years later, right now, with the sin that's taken place, where tens of thousands have gathered together praying for a new wave of evangelism and missions. And now we're calling a 40-day fast. It's going all over the world. After many days, it's coming back to me. I want you to stand with me and invite you, 20 years after the first trumpet, to dare to believe that we are entering into the greatest harvest season. And Jesus, the evangelist, who first of all fasted 40 days, is going to release divine power into the earth for the greatest harvest we have ever seen. Can you, as we begin this series of 40 days of fasting, dare to believe that we can shift the history of nations and the world? Let's fast and believe God for a great shifting of history.